Not what he's saying.
One, that's not what I'm saying. Two, when you say a scientist, I already admitted I'm not a scientist. Are you a scientist?
Very much so.
Well, then you should be able to confirm what I'm saying.
Well, what I can confirm,
that is the reason why I say that nobody can prove the existence of God, is because there has never, ever in the history of man, never once, not once, been a scientific experiment to prove the existence of God. Now, you're a scientist, I'm not. Is what I just said true?
No. The
all right,
scientific
please.
experiment.
Since what I said is not true.
Steve, you're going to have to ask something.
I'll wait.
I'm about to answer your question. So, the scientific experiment to prove that God is true is that scientists know nothing. And all the scientific experiments that are done thus far are based upon studying how God already operates, or trying to defy what God operates, which is what you said. You try to disprove what we could basically see, right? So it's all fraud.
That's crazy. That was good.
Well, not only is it crazy, it's not what I said.
Crazy means positive in our community.
Sir, I know what the word crazy means.
Right,
I said. I'll wait till you.
No, I was only saying, but you know, when black people, when we say crazy, doesn't mean like lunatic. That just means awesome. Mind-boggling.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, science is just a study of what already exists, what God already created. But what they're basically trying to do is say that there's no higher power, there's no higher knowledge that man doesn't have access to. So, tell you what, Steve, I'll go with you. To a certain extent, can you show us if man can create a new life form, a new fly, a new ant, anything like that, and therefore we can understand that man has knowledge of how things came about to this reality?
Thank you, Midas. I'm so glad you want to go with me. So here I go. Firstly, Young, yes, I do know what the word crazy means. I know the etymology of crazy. I also know how crazy is used today, the colloquial version. So, Young, thank you very much for reminding me. Now back to Midas. As I said earlier, Midas, which you disagreed with, I said there has never once ever been a scientific experiment to prove the existence of God, and you disagreed with that statement. Now, again, as I said, I'm not the scientist, you are. So since you disagreed with that very simple statement, please tell me the date, the name of the experiment, and who conducted this scientific experiment to prove the existence of God.
Well, easily, brother. You told me already you believe in the Big Bang Theory or the singularity. So you agreed with the concept that came from the Roman Catholics that was based upon Genesis and the concept from Genesis. So, I mean, we don't really have to talk about that much, do we? Or do you already agree with that? Do you agree with that statement?
No, I completely disagree, and that's completely untrue because Can I finish? The reason why I disagree is because I've been on this stage for 5 minutes. I've never once brought up the Big Bang. Have I?
You've done it in previous rooms. So
okay, so now we're going to talk about all our previous conversations.
Do you have any?
I thought we were only going to talk fresh today, but maybe I was mistaken. So we're going to now talk about all of our previous conversations.
Yeah, I see it. It's kind of like the Men in Black Flash. You know what I mean? It's like atheism. They want you to forget what they actually believe, just so they can start anew with their skepticism, so they can get a clean slate of junk that they're going to throw on the tray. It's if he knows a little bit what you believe, that's okay. You can't gaslight him just because he actually knows what you believe. You heard it before.
You know what? That's a very good point, Young. I'm glad you said that, and I completely agree. Which is why Midas has still not answered my question that I asked 5 minutes ago. I made the bold statement, the very bold statement. He's a scientist, I'm not. There has never, ever once been a scientific experiment to to prove the existence of God. He disagreed with me. I said, fine. Name the date of the experiment, the name of the experiment, and who conducted the experiment. He still has not given me that information or admitted that I was right. And there's never, ever been a scientific experiment to prove the existence of God. You want to talk about gaslighting?
Steve,
What's up with that?
I think we need to send police over to you for blowing this talk. I'll tell you what, I answered it two different ways. Let me try a different logic to get out right. If man can't create life, then doesn't that automatically mean that there's a higher power than man, no matter what you call it? That life, that power that creates life, or was at the inception of when life came into existence, would be higher than man, and that power that created that life would be greater than man. Would you agree with that?
That is not.
What is your scientific explanation for
That is not an acceptable answer to the question.
It is for me. So
Well, it's not for me.
well, that's because you've shown yourself to be not able to catch up or keep up with the statements I've said before, brother. And it goes back to this.
And you have not answered the question, sir.
You've been kind of foolish the past couple of times. You said I didn't answer you, and I didn't answer you twice, and I gave you a third type of answer. And you're saying that because I said you have no experiment, but you can show where life is created. The scientist has been doing this and trying this for years, trying to create life from nothingness. They can't do it. So therefore, within that scientific experiment itself,
All right. Well, you're the super mod. Tell you what, you don't want to answer my question. We'll move on. It's okay if you don't want to answer my question.
Can you understand?
Now you can go and ask me a whole boatload of questions, even though you don't want to answer my one simple question. Go ahead.
Can I explain how he answered the question? I want to explain how he answered the question. Like, this is atheism. Atheism is not just only foolishness. It's a state of dumbness or stupidity. Stupidity means to not know, and that's what atheism is. They don't know if there's a God. It's full of not knowing. So Midas, what he just did, he responded by asking them a series of questions, or actually answering by actually giving a case of how you cannot get this that we experience without a creator that has you can't get this out of nothingness or whatever, this and that, whatever. So he's showing you, he's saying that no person ex nihilo, you cannot create a thing ex nihilo, without a pre-existing being being involved with all these things that we experience. So with God makes up for all the things that we experience, but the nothingness does not make up for any of this. So what he's saying in refutation, he's refuting you by actually saying, what you're claiming has no weight. This actually has weight because this. Now he poses the question, okay, now show me someone who can create all whatever they want out of ex nihilo, out of so-called nothing, out of thin air, and just bloop, make it all happen. That's what he's saying. So he's saying, though you make that statement, actually something weightier than that is the theist position, and he's not ignoring what you're saying. You're not able to actually respond, because that's what atheists do. It's like emperor. It's like you don't have to give an answer. So that's it.
And for those of you that might have missed it, in the very first 15 seconds, Young called me stupid. I think his exact quote, and replays are on, is what I said was a state. Hey, you said that's a state of stupidness. So either you're calling Midas stupid, which I doubt, or you're clearly calling me stupid.
If I did, I would definitely call you that.
You did say a state of stupidness.
Yeah. I went back down from it, but I didn't.
You did say a state of stupidness, didn't you?
But you're automatically thinking, state of stupidness.
All right, so you're not calling me stupid.
So
Thank you. I
you're baiting off of empathy. You're baiting off of that. I should actually go hard to where you actually take the hit, and then, even though I did not say that, because that's what you want. You want me to feel, the empath.
Said a state of stupidness.
Yeah. State of stupidness does not mean you're stupid. Everybody has a state of stupidness.
Well, then I must be stupid. What does it mean?
Yeah. So in this situation, situation when it comes to God, it is a stupidity situation. Your synapses are not connected.
It's a stupidity situation, but you're not calling it stupid.
Yeah, nobody's completely
Okay,
stupid.
all right. Okay,
As far as
okay.
So like the offense that you guys take is like a distraction from actually the argument. I don't know.
No, I completely agree with you. It's a stupidity situation. Okay, so Midas refuses to answer my question. It's a stupidity situation. Now I'm sure Midas wants to ask me 5 to 10 more questions. Go ahead.
Young, he actually explained what I said in my refutation. Man, scientists cannot create anything, and therefore the knowledge of creation is higher than the knowledge of man, and therefore that insinuates that there's a higher power than man, and as such there is a God. But I don't think you're able to keep up with the conversation.
Well, I heard every word he said.
I don't know if it's like a racial thing. I don't know what it is. It can't be a racial thing. I think when I think about the Egyptians,
it's not a racial thing.
Yeah,
I don't care what.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Actually,
I don't care what.
I'm not a super villain, so I would.
It's not a racial thing.
Hold on, Steve. I'm in the middle of talking.
Hold
on. Let me finish what I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
Let me finish what I'm talking about. Okay, okay. If you agree, let's agree then. Don't just cut me off. But this is what I'm saying. But I see this error. The majority of atheists happen to be ethnically from Europe most of the time. This is my theory. I think anybody obviously can be atheist. This is my theory. 2 theories. That once you've conquered so much, you become. It's kind of like someone who becomes they become rich. They go through this state of like sometimes of delusion where it's like, oh well, they can't appreciate anything around them because they had everything. I think sometimes Jewish or just any type of European person who buys into this European power, they don't appreciate where they actually come from, or theism, or the reality that we come from a creator. I think it's because once you've had it all, you feel like you can mock everything that's where it came from, even though you may have got this from ancient people way back who helped you understand many things of how your culture came into existence. But you don't pay attention to that, especially because the latest ruling kingdom is the West, and the West is going through this dilemma, the same thing that the Egyptians probably went through, and anybody who became spoiled over time, spoils, right? And so that's why I think this atheism comes into the kingdoms. Whenever they have ruled over so much, it becomes like a spoiled child. Just like Nebuchadnezzar, he said to God, he said up to the heavens, who has done this? We have done this. I have done this. This is the same complex that happens to every kingdom. And I think that's where this atheism comes from. It comes from that mindset. And the Egyptians taught the Greeks about many spiritual things because they did not know about these things because they were younger in knowledge and younger in age on this earth. So their atheism comes from not knowing the ancient, and all the things like that. So it's like just theory. This is my theory about why atheism is coming to the West and the majority of white people.
I understand what you're saying. It's like they got so accustomed to believing their own stupid lies, and it helped them for so long. But now it doesn't help them anymore, and now they're about to collapse. And then they're now looking at the destruction of this society. At least, am I right on that?
Yes, Mystery Babylon. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no, actually, you're wrong. To the contrary, atheism is not about to collapse. Atheism is growing in numbers. That is a documented statistical fact. Additionally, on the other side of the coin, Christianity is losing members. 33% of adults today that were raised as Christian in their childhood have left the Christian religion. This is a documented fact. So what you just said is completely untrue. In fact, it's exactly the opposite.
Well, you ran to the Muslim argument. Now, the Muslim argument states that Islam is getting bigger, but that's mostly because of population growth. But as far as when I say atheism is collapsing, I mean the ideologies that form atheism. all the science that supposedly removes God from the matrix of thought, that is all collapsing. All your science is turned to trash. That's why I have at the top that scientists win physics Nobel Prize for proving Einstein to be a damn idiot. So yeah, go.
Yeah, according to science, based on the first law of thermodynamics, we can say that there is no need of a god or an supreme power to create anything in this universe. The law is that.
Well, that's not true because there's never been a scientific experiment that discusses God. So if you think there is, as I asked earlier, give us the name of the experiment, the date of the experiment, and the scientists that discussed it. There's never been a scientific experiment involving God. Never.
Not even the Sodom and Gomorrah, the sulfur, 90% sulfur hitting the earth and lining up with the stories. Nothing.
I'm talking about any scientific experiment that mentions the word God. It's never happened. Never.
No.
Scientists have mentioned God many times, a lot of these people. And so,
come on, yeah. Listen to me, I'm saying that nothing can be created nor be destroyed. It is the law of science that requires there is no need of any exterior power or energy required to create
the God gene.
The atheists have nowadays. But bro, by the law of science, that means they're just observing what has already been created, so they have to point to God.
If it is disproved, the entire law of conservation of energy and the scientific principles, what we know today will break down. It will not suffice.
And I have a statement very quick. It actually is not a statement, it's an answer. So Steve, have you ever heard about the God gene? That actually literally says God in it?
Yes, I have.
Semantics. I'm only dealing with semantics. And I'm not dealing with what it is. I'm just saying it is actually called God, the God gene. So I don't know what's the point? If someone invokes God, does that make it true or does it make it false? So you saying that is like a semantics war almost. It doesn't.
I never said that, sir. I never used the word semantics. You did. I never said that.
No, so that's a straw man.
What are you talking about?
I didn't say that's what you're saying.
Sir, it's not a straw man. You asked me if I had ever heard of the God.
I inserted semantics.
What the fuck straw man is that?
Steve, you're asking
you asked me a question. I gave you an answer.
I'll tell you what happened. So Marcus, I think this is what atheists do. I think playing dumb is part of some of atheism. I think because or it's actually an actual neural situation right there. Because that I literally said, I inserted that. You didn't even have to even word. You distracted me from my actual point, which is probably intentional, because that's probably the pleasure, the dopamine that you get from it. Okay, that's what it is. But here's the point. What I'm saying is the God gene actually mentions about this. It's literally named the God gene. So that actually, we should go to the next point, because that's actually.
That's the problem, right, Young? I believe that you caught him in his fraud. He already knows about the God gene. He just said he already knows about it. He knows that Yahweh is supposedly within his fake DNA, and therefore now he's trying to, I guess, deflect. So, Steve, how do you address that?
I address that by in no way, shape, or form am I deflecting. I was asked a very specific question. Do I know about the God gene? I answered it very specifically, yes. How is that deflecting?
So the basis for your concept on creation.
The question is, how is it?
Did anybody say that? That's been the central thing.
Is she
arguing against the straw man? The solution is you need to send women back to the home that we can't afford by ourselves, and they'll actually just be homeless.
She's an idiot. I know.
Let me explain to her. So, Charlie, what would happen if women... So I didn't get a chance to land. Where I wanted to land... Stop talking, gorilla. Yeah. Because you started fucking interrupting, you dimwit. Gorilla, you keep pimping. Light off. Bye. Thank you. not working. The only women who had these housewife positions that y'all claimed everybody had, those are women in, I would say, upper middle class and higher. It was never an all women thing. So I don't understand.
There is an experiment that is not, it is a useless experiment. No scientist will ever be able to find it out. Because it is just like finding Superman. You cannot find the Superman of Batman.
I think you guys
just in human imagination.
Include too early, and I'm gonna say this very quick. As so like this, so I'm not gonna deal with the race thing. I think there's some kind of thing here, like there's a disconnect between some cultures because there's certain things that they don't receive or whatever. But I'm gonna say this: when it comes to a situation like ours, when it comes to experiencing a creator or no creator, and our thoughts towards this opinion, I would say this: when our situation is like ours, it is not always necessary to always
stay in the house, take care of the kids, and do nothing. They would wash clothes for other people on the island. They would sew clothes together. They would sell baked goods at the market. Or other canned goods, etc. They always found ways to provide extra income because just being off of the man's income alone, first of all, wasn't enough money. Second of all, the man couldn't sustain the farm on his own. He needed help. And of course, the children helped as well, but this was a group, family way.
Yeah, did anybody say that women didn't work?
One person. So this idea that it's just going to be the man and the women are all going to quit. Just the men are going to go out and make all the money, and that's it.
Can I respond to this?
So it's kind of weird to
yeah, hold on, Kira.
Before you get to respond.
Yeah, that's why I said, can I respond to it?
Yeah, but you said it in the middle of her submission.
Yes, Gorilla, that's what I'm supposed to say, girl.
No, I think someone else also wanted to speak.
What's with the monkey talk?
Who was that person who isn't concrete?
That was me. But I'll defer my time back to concrete.
Dawn came off mine too.
It was a submission. All right, we'll hear from Dawn, and then maybe we'll consider the Starbucks mascot, which is now Chip. This is concrete. Dawn. Dawn, Kieran, and then maybe
I don't know why stupid people get to run the room. That sounds weird, but whatever. That's why you're a fucking mediocre employee. You can't even do fucking internet jobs.
It's upsetting that I don't have to
fucking mediocre real life employee.
I know it's so upsetting that I don't have to.
You should be working at your fucking job instead of on the internet being a tyrant dummy. But guess what? You're not. You're not. Your real job is suffering because you're stupid.
Yeah, whatever. Just back in the audience. Yeah. Back in the audience.
Imagine that. You're suffering your stupid job.
Back in your cage. Now, Dawn, and then someone was after Dawn. Go ahead, Kieran. Go ahead.
Are you sure? Okay. So the incel energy that is fucking pervading on these stages, man, I think is a result of negative rage-based social media algorithms. And the thing is, it's not necessarily that the companies that run these Meta, these Twitters, right, these YouTubes, Google, it's not like they necessarily wanted to gear people towards like red pill and incel, black pill type shit content where they end up hating feminism like with a passion and shit like that. It's that negativity is what drives the most engagement. And, the thing that we can all relate to, relationships or the lack of relationships and the gender dynamics. And you get that, plus negativity is going to have the most addictive type of content. And companies are not going to do anything on their own to like dissuade users from consuming that content because it gives them money. So I think it needs to be a government or state mandate to kind of stop social media companies from basically they have to change their algorithm, which is going to lead to a loss in revenue. So yeah, but I think it needs to be a law because there's so many niggas on this stage They talk about masculinity, they can't figure themselves out. They're talking about how whining is feminine. They're bitching and complaining for the longest time about the most stupidest things, and referring to 1950s American adverts like that was how everyone was living. This is all comes from social media, and yeah, so this is probably my biggest thing, that there needs to be regulation on it. And let me get into that. That's what I'm just saying.
Okay, you can go after the 8th. Someone else has to invite them back up. Until then.
Can I go after somebody, Tally? Towards the end?
Yeah.
Really?
No, Tally, your photo looks so beautiful, and I love your necklace. Good morning, everybody.
Racial affinity?
Sound like what happened yesterday.
Really? You thinking about racial affinity groups?
Yeah, so
That's right, Concrete.
So, dumbass niggas don't understand. Dumbass niggas are arguing against points niggas didn't make. If women stopped working, all prices would fucking adjust, you dumb fucking people. I'm looking at you, Karen.
Why do you think that? You think how?
You're a dumb person. You're a dumb person.
You're
a dumb person. You're a dumb person. Of course houses will go down, you fucking dummy. Here, I'll explain it to this fucking stupid bitch that doesn't understand economics, right? So what'll happen is, imagine you bought a property at $400,000, right? Based on 2 incomes. What'll happen is you will get foreclosed upon, your property will be taken back by the bank, and then they will list the property at a price that is more commensurate with what's going on economically. There is always going to be a washing of debt when there is any sorts of economic adjustments, you stupid bitch. I'm sorry you're stupid. You're not familiar with these things, but you can just fucking Google it, right? Would there be an adjustment of prices if 50% of the workforce stopped working? And just see what Google tells your stupid ass, Kieran. You don't have to fucking emote online and show how stupid you are. You can just do Google searches. And then hide your stupidity, right? Because he doesn't understand that properties that are taken on Monday can be relisted on Tuesday with an entirely different debt structure. Right? He doesn't understand that if you lose the house on Monday, you buy a house on Tuesday. Which is all of these things that people abuse.
Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market too.
So I've dealt with that, right? Also, we can just deal with, if you have any fucking solutions, offer them. We're talking about the interpersonal relationship between men and women, and we're not talking about whether or not women should work or don't work. We know women fucking fold clothes. We know they fucking tend fucking gardens and shit. Everything that's physically, mentally within their domain, right? Nobody's arguing that. The issue is, you think that that's what's necessary is to do 60, 70 hours at a 9 to 5.
Thank you.
And 3 hours of commuting. That's a recent advent in our societies. You dumb bitches. Karen. So, what would happen is that the man would take on the overwhelming majority of the work. The woman will pick up in any area that's deficient, and you have a fucking better life. That's all. You dumb bitch. Karen.
That was pretty good.
Simone, I was not sexual. I was like,
Well, when I asked again so that I could document the queue, no one said anything. So.
I thought Karen would respond and then it was me.
We didn't want to get yelled at by you, so we just didn't answer.
I'm not yelling.
She doesn't yell at me. But whoever's next, I wanted to get into something Karen said real time. But go ahead, Simone.
No, if you're next, you're next.
Thanks.
Now he wants to give up spots so easily.
He has to fucking argument. No, Karen. So you I mean, I'm not, and it's not an attack towards you at all. I think you said something.
I'll take my time.
No, but I wanted to just disagree with what he was saying. As evident, obviously he's a foreigner,
right? Here in America, we got this propaganda. We had this soft life came about in this post-World War II rhetoric of the American dream, the white picket fence, well-behaved children. All this stuff was like advertised in schools, magazines, and throughout. And this is, I believe, and a lot of people believe, it was written recently, I read it in a recent book or audiobook, that we are dealing with the remnants of it. And throughout equality. So, and I'll go back to the propaganda and the stuff that I was just talking about, but it contrasts what you were saying. And I forgot what you were saying, but it noted. I can't paraphrase it at all. But it's just something that we have in America that was input into our heads through advertising, through schools, through. I think even the GI Bill had it, like they had incentives for people to go to that suburban life, to get that, that union job, to have your wife, with the hot meal and whatnot, waiting at home for you. And this is all the stuff that we deal with now today, like it's grown throughout the growth of inequality, right? Throughout that, and the prevalence of, women in the workplace. A lot of this stuff, like I think Tali said yesterday, a lot of our, and I think Lion attested too, a lot of our powers as men that we were supposed to adhere to were sort of stripped from us, and that's the frustration that we've been dealing with through things like toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. But just to land, a lot of the stuff that we've seen through through traditional gender roles was stuff that we had in advertisements in school, and it was just propaganda. And it started post World War II.
Yeah, I think this is the infiltration of corporatism, where they just needed more bodies to work. And when women and men are constantly chasing the exact same thing, what they should be working on is their actual foundation and their children and whatever it is that they, define as being the most important thing. But it's just a natural thing that if you're trying to do the same thing, you're going to bump heads a lot of the time. And I don't like the framework that people try to, or the, the way that people try to draw these, it's a man controlling, it's a man this, it's a man that, it's a man this, and a man that. What happens is, normally when women get the job and the man's getting the job as well, and you have children, now you have to outsource for daycare. And now you put your children in an environment that it's a cost thing, right? It's like, at what cost? So yeah, you're gonna go to work 78 hours every 2 weeks or whatever this is, and then your children are there. And you're like, okay, cool, my children. Then you gotta deal with all this other issues about other cultures, conflicting with what you're teaching your child. And then you got more battles to fight on the battlefield. And then at the end of the day, you realize that your husband's gone, your children are acting crazy, you don't know who the hell they are anymore. And then you're looking at your bank account, and it's not what you thought it actually was. And then you start reflecting on all these stupid decisions that you made. And then you go back and you say, I'm sorry because I made all these selfish decisions. And this is unfortunately the reality of a lot of people. And it goes the other way too, right? It goes the other way too. People, they skip over the $100 bill to pick up a $5 bill. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
Everything that I stated, everything that I stated, he hit every point, every single point. It wasn't that I was telling women that, hey, listen, you're gonna quit your jobs like this dumbass Brit nigga is trying to say. What I'm saying is, you open Pandora's box and you can't go backwards now. You're stuck. But these were bad decisions that were given to you. But these were bad decisions given to you by the government and these fucking lesbian promoters. They have ruined your society by introducing this. They have ruined your society by giving you this so-called feminism or equality.
In my life, but if I can't investigate the information that's being provided to me, I don't find it meaningful. It doesn't have any value.
What Shawnito is trying to say is he doesn't like books. He only likes specific books.
Don't speak for people. Oh, that's Republican, isn't it? It is. Yeah, you can boot him.
That's comedian.
Why would he boot me? Dr. Benji and I are producing a television show and you're a star. Low IQ stupid people here. What are you doing, dude?
It's just an injunction.
an injunction.
Like, why don't you participate, dude?
I am participating. I'm a comedian. You don't like me?
No, I may. I mean, you're here. You know what I mean? Like, what do you?
I create a roast every day, and people come here.
Control, and he records this and uploads it to his YouTube channel. That's all he does.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, my life isn't very exciting like Shawnito's. His life's so much cooler than mine. He's got the better hair, the cooler haircut, the better glasses, the nice mole on his face. He's a real man, and he's so smart, like you, Dr. Chatto.
Ew.
Ew, 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 ew.
It's like going to the zoo and you see the signs that say "Don't feed the bear." Like, if you just ignore comedian, eventually he'll go away.
Just ignore Sharnito and he'll go away too, because he's got nothing really intelligent to tell you. So, just FYI.
Happy birthday, Sharnito. Nice balloon. I appreciate that. Congratulations for being
it's not my
here for long
birthday.
enough. Well, no, I mean, but it's like an anniversary thing, yeah.
Oh, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. It's like an anniversary of like being on the app, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago when I joined.
On the day, dude. Welcome back to.
Congratulations on welcoming back to another low IQ episode of stupid people talking about nothing and wasting all their time.
That sucks. I don't think that's what's going on here, but that would suck. That would be really, really, really lame if people did that on this app. Oh my god, could you imagine?
Jesus.
Amen. Shout out to Jesus.
Just imagine coming here to talk about nothing every day. I mean, you know, can anyone say anything intelligent or interesting?
Well, what do you think that would comprise of? I mean,
I'm asking first. Can anyone say anything interesting?
I'm asking you.
No, I asked first. I'm asking you.
I asked you.
No, I asked you.
No. Gross.
Can anyone say anything interesting, please?
I'm waiting for you.
Save babies' lives specifically.
Dude, yeah. Let's save babies' lives. Yes.
Interesting. Not.
They have this extra protein, I think, on the blood cell, and the babies have like the anti of it, and it travels with the placenta, I believe, and then their body attacks it and it fucks them up. So they have to have that blood.
Can someone just kick him? He's a troll. So can anyone say something interesting, please? My time's limited. I gotta get back to my real world, my real life. What's important? Hello? Hello? I guess nobody can say anything interesting, so I'm just gonna go back on mute. Thank you all very little.
Oh no. No shit. Like, great. That was good. I hope people on your YouTube channel find that really interesting. Because I guarantee you, they find a lot of the other people's responses more interesting. That's what you're writing on, and you post it. And that's crazy, dude.
Essentially, it's like throwing some shit into the water and just watching the ripples happen.
No shit, right?
I could do that. I do that sometimes.
People on my YouTube right now are telling me this isn't funny and I'm not funny.
So, fuck them.
They say that I'm not a comedian.
You're the curator, man. Like, wow.
I'm just saying, can anyone say something interesting? I came here to hear someone say something interesting. I haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, no. It sounds like the whatever the fuck is malfunctioning, the comedian isn't funny. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're not.
What are you doing?
I can't continue to engage in this. This sucks. It's a fucking.
Can anyone say something interesting?
Oh my God, this sucks.
Hello? Shawnito, can you say something interesting? You're a scientist, right?
Well, congratulations. You killed the conversation. It's not
Cool party hat, Shawnito. Congratulations on being here for so many years. It's like a university degree or something. It's a cool balloon. I like your balloon. It's exciting. So can anyone say something interesting? I've got work to do, and I just came in for a brief, quick chat.
Yeah, you got work to do. You should work on your act. Shit is horrible.
Somebody told me not to quit my day job. What does that mean?
Bro, you know you're better than this, bro. Come on, man.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
No problem, bro. Which one you want? You want the good or the bad one?
I don't know, but can you say something interesting?
I'm helping you through your life right now, buddy.
Thanks, Coach.
It's alright, bro. I'll put you back in the game, alright?
Thanks, Spidey. So can anyone else say something interesting? My time's very limited, as is yours, I'm sure. Hello? The game begins. It's a game. It's a game.
You faggot nigga, before I start, hey, don't let me get the big mic out. Just shut up, nigga.
Now, no more line to get the big mic. Pause. Go ahead.
God damn. Slap it all over your face. Look.
Calm down. Hey,
The point is this. The point is this. Look, yeah, he'll like it. My bad. You really would like it. No, I take that back. The reason why the whites were right is because their society, as they knew it, was coming to an end. And the same thing is actually happening here. If you phase out men and put the women in their places, what happens to the men? That's what I was saying to Matt. You might as well, if you want to go with the flow, some bullshit like that, then go ahead. Be the first one of us. Go ahead and get your makeup out and put your dress on and sit on the couch and do your nails. Yeah, because that's where they wait. Because that's where they want you. They want you phased out of society. They don't want you in the schools. They don't want you as the teachers. They don't want you saying anything to women at all. They don't want you even raising your children. They don't. Where do you fit in this society, man?
So the white
when you dumbass niggas say that stupid shit. Hey, hold on. When you dumbass niggas say that shit, and when you dumbass niggas, all right, I got to speak like, I got to
in your brain now. There are no wrinkles there. There are no wrinkles in his brain.
Please, you gotta finish, please.
Why? Man, we've heard it before, man. We've heard it at least 5 fucking times.
Where do the men go when the fucking start? Where do the men go when the fucking start? Don't you go? Nothing that you see says anything with nothing affects you. Where do you go? Where do you go?
Listen, it's about the no matter how crazy it might sound to you, you got people in the wait, you got people in the audience listening. They want to hear as well too, bro. It ain't just about you, Kevin. Come on, it's about the other people, bro. Come on, be fair. Wait till he's done, bro. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead.
Now, where do you go when you get, oh my fucking God. Hey, can somebody put him out? Put him down? Don't put him out. Put him down.
I'm trying to
I'm trying to be a little bit more.
This is why I sound like I'm wrong with. This is why I say wrong with right here. So, where do you go when you can't go to the department stores? Because there's nothing there for you. Your clothes, they resemble females' clothing. Everything that you're told here about weak-ass niggas to talk like them. That's the only way you're accepted. You can't sound like a man anymore. Where do you go? Go with the flow, nigga? Really? Really? There won't be any niggas left. That's the point that I'm trying to say. You don't go with the flow. You do just get evil. This is evil. You're trying to destroy masculine men and make them completely out of society and replace them with stuff that evil people. They don't really have any anyway. These women today have absolutely no value to the family structure. No. They don't even want to carry their children. They don't. What's the point? That's the reason why niggas is killing themselves.
All right, let me add real quick, and I'll let Kieran say what he has to say. Adaptation is natural. The issue is we've aggressively evolved. So we expect, and I'm sure you guys heard this before, we expect women to raise children like they don't have jobs, and have jobs like they don't raise children, right? So the issue is when women do get into the workplace and they start to rely on these jobs for building a decent life, which is fine. I'm all for it. But what happens when they do have children and the companies only give them 4 weeks of maternal leave, right? And what happens when men do start losing their jobs? Like, you're not wrong, Lion. You're also not wrong, Matt. But I think it's an aggressive growth through this adaptation, and there needs to be some settlement. I'm out of breath. Yeah, and in terms of another stitch that I forgot to say, unions strengthen them. I think that what happens with men is that if men don't have a purpose or feel like we don't have a purpose, then it's lost and aimless, and you can get into like negativity and all that shit, all the gay feminist shit that I'm talking about. And one way to combat that is to give men a purpose. Now, before it used to be like stereotypical gender roles and shit like that was put on the TV, but now that women inhabit them a lot, you can't use that as the same thing. Like, okay, get your purpose from like having a job because you're the only person that can have a job as a man. That's no longer the case, and so there needs to be other things. So you can make the workforce better, how people get employed. I said unions. There's something else about reducing the wealth gaps. Oh yeah, that was the thing. Fucking like shore up the worker protections. Like shit, man. I'm in Europe, so we have like maternity leave, all that type of shit, sick leave and stuff like that. We don't have at-will employment like you lot. Yeah, it's not great in terms of worker protections versus Europe. You just start borrowing some of our laws when it comes to helping workers, and that can help people have a lot more purpose and be a lot less anxious all round. Which, less stress means more babies.
We have better laws than y'all did. We had better laws than y'all did. We had, yeah.
Better laws, like what? Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do the free speech. It's not fair.
I think you guys are looking at this totally the wrong way. You guys wanna keep the system that is actually suffocating everybody going. So you're looking to repair an engine that is broken, as opposed to say, you know what, we need a new system and we need a new engine, right? And what you guys are doing is you're looking at the system you have and you're saying, well, we need an entirely new way of doing things. The same way we went to the Industrial Revolution and we found a new way of doing things. That's what usher everything we are doing right now. So now that we are going to go into the technological and the AI revolution, now we need to adapt to it and do things a different way. This is why working at home might become very important, because it would allow women to actually work at home and also raise children, and allow parents, let me not say women, allow parents to work at home and also raise their children, because that might become more beneficial now, right? And we need to go up. Once again, Lion, you're thinking about the past. You are not even in the present. Now. And that's what you are. Lion, you are in the past, and that's why you think, oh my God, I need to preserve this, preserve that. It's done, it's gone, that's it.
No, didn't the productivity go up when we were
civilization. Our children will not be like lions. Trying to break it to you, your kids will not be like you, sir. The same way you are not like your father.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like
you have a choice to make. Do you want to?
Doesn't make me, boy. I didn't raise you that way. No, look, man.
You want to go back to the 1960s, right? You guys want to go back to the 1960s. The 1960s are coming back. In the United States, you don't produce anything. Especially you don't.
Meaning work hours, where people actually working when they bullshitting around doing everything else but working, like Tally does. Were they doing that at home?
People are working in the office? You think because people are in the office for 40 hours a week, they are freaking?
We know the answer to that. That's
conversation. Come on, man.
No.
That's the reason
like I said, you are lying. You are looking at the old system. And that's why you are trying to find a solution for the broken system. We need to actually reduce the work week. This is why some progressive countries, that's what they are looking into. How can we reduce the work week? Give people more leisure time in order for them to say, you know what? I need to find me a woman and go out with it. This is what Japan is doing. Right? They're reducing their work week so that people can commingle, right? Create family. Because they understand that the work doesn't work for them.
Sounds like across the country. We gonna look across the world and see countries that way.
Because things have changed. When you're on the highway somewhere, we don't drive close to 60 miles per hour.
So the only way that they knew to course correct or to change is because they identified an actual problem. And once they identified the problem, they went back to see exactly where they met. What do you think Lion's doing, Matt?
That's not what Lion was to keep the status quo.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
No, Lion was to keep the status
That was checkmate, Samoa.
The main difference is
You ever draw a
and then I said, well, getting with the times means putting on a dress and makeup. Are you ready to prepare for that?
No, that's not what getting with the times.
I'm really not, because listen what I'm saying. The traditional goddamn.
He did say that.
No. What I'm trying to say is they're trying to phase out anything that fits any traditional masculine roles, and they want to replace it with niggas like Chris. So if you're lying. So if you're trying to get with the times, let me explain. So what they're trying to do is make
Barry is the biggest dummy in this conversation. Why do y'all not do this? It's not a dummy. It's the loudest dummy in the conversation. You gotta be on drugs, bro. What kind of drugs are you on here?
You understand? Man,
you are the most feminine fucking bitch made man.
You understand that?
Fucking face. No, I'm the question direction. Nah, it's getting on my fucking. I hate you.
Then go somewhere. These niggas make me so mad. I'm so pissed off right now.
This nigga has been crying.
All my days, I'm so pissed off. God, you ain't got no answers, bitch. I'm mad at you. Hey, look, what I'm trying to get across
Yes, we
all
are.
said the same thing.
No,
other generation. This is what happened when a is changing his shell, right?
Man, don't
after they change his shell, if a lifestyle doesn't change his shell, it cannot. And what you're doing right now, Ryan, you refuse to change your shell in order to grow and go as a society. You want to stay small.
This is a growing society.
You don't know that. You do not
Yeah, we do know that. Listen, adopting liberal. Look. Is adopting abortion growing society? Is adopting abortion views growing society?
Lion, there's not.
It's simple.
Lion.
No, it's not. It's killing society, moron.
No, I know that removing the undesirable.
There's not a second. There's not a single person who lives in 1901 who's living that.
Let's not focus on that part. Let's go with what you just stated. You said we unwilling to adopt. Unwillingness to adopt. Crayon, shut the fuck up. Nigga, real men are talking. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Look, hey, Matt, is adopting the views of the feminists like abortion, is that growing society or killing society? Or making society sad? Yes or no?
Who's adopting the views of abortion?
I get three.
I can't hear you.
You're
brain dead. Shut up, Karen. You're on drugs. You're on some form of drugs, Karen. Shut up. Look at him. Look at the monkey dance. Dance, monkey dance. Dance, monkey dance.
What's the fucking solution, bro?
Alright.
Act like a man. Stop being a bitch.
Hey, yo, one.
Alright.
Listen.
Wagwan is losing his fucking mind.
So what you want me to do is get with the times and accept abortion. Is that going to grow society?
That's not what getting with the times.
Yeah, that's what they're requiring in the times. I'm supposed to accept women's bodies and all that.
There's always been lying. There's always been abortions from the dawn of time. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the political side of it. In order to be a progressive individual, you got to accept.
He doesn't say being progressive.
In order to be
He's strong man in what he said.
And I'm not. You didn't hear what he said. In order to be a progressive,
he said, get with the times.
You get with the times. Guess what the times is saying? What society is saying? That you as a man don't have any say so what a woman does.
That's not what society is saying for
with
me.
your baby in her body.
I don't know what you want.
You have no say so about what, and you niggas want me to agree to that shit. Do you understand?
No, that's what you watching. No one said you agree with that, bro.
Lion. And you say you don't want me to get with the times. Make a move.
Wait. Why do you think that's the times? Like, what media is telling you that?
I'm only using one example. I got more.
It's not wholly wrong.
This is just one example. One. Hey, say it with me, dumbass chip. One example. I got a lot more.
Nothing.
This is just one.
Are you just gonna let him get
This is the one example where women want men to stand with them. Or remember, they wanted us to vote for Kamala Harris. They wanted this. You want me to get with that? Now, does that build society or does it destroy society?
No one is saying that, man.
It's really simple, you dumbass niggas. Does it build or destroy?
Nobody's saying what, Aiken. Nobody's saying what.
No one is.
I just want to.
Hold on, Lion. Let him say it, Lion. Let him say it, bro. What is no?
Women who want to kill babies?
Hold
Does that build
on,
our society or does it destroy?
It destroys it. But Aiken, what?
Real nigga finally
Hold on.
That's the reason why I can't stand
Aiken, what is? Hold on, Lion. What is nobody saying, Aiken?
No one is saying that you have to accept the left. Like
that's what he's saying.
Hold on. I can't even
What
hear.
did he say? Accept the left.
You can take, for example, in our workplace, 1/3 of all marriages to women is the breadwinner in America, right? Getting with the times.
I'm not even talking about that.
Aiken, what is nobody saying? I missed that part. What is nobody
No
saying?
one's telling Lion. No one told Lion to go out there and kill his babies.
Yeah, no one
you want me to accept all the
No
people?
one said that. People said get with the times. We're talking
Get
about
with the
women.
times. Accept people
Yes,
who want to
that's
kill
no. You misinterpreted, bro.
Wait, people aren't saying that?
No one said that in this room.
Okay, all right. So nobody. All right.
So obviously, Lion isn't only talking about the people in this room, so that's not a good response.
Thank you.
So
Wait, concrete. When Matt said lion, get 1 second. Concrete. When Matt told him get 1 second. 1 second, bro. When Matt said, "Hey, get with the times," Concrete. No, the Lion in the said, "Oh, you want me to have abortion?" He never mentioned abortion. He never mentioned abortion.
No.
He doesn't have to. Look. Hey, Lion. Hold on. I got it. Hold on.
These niggas cannot hear.
Hold on, Lion. I got it.
So if I said you get with the times, and your response was you're telling me to have abortions. No, you're not answering.
Lion, chill, Lion. Come on, Lion.
He keeps
it doesn't matter. Let him talk, and then I'm gonna get it. I got it.
Listen, I'm trying to get. Baby, and listen, I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm just trying to be.
No, just make your point.
Please, bro, relax. I'm trying to understand this because it doesn't make sense to me.
Go ahead.
If I say, hey, Concrete, it's time for you to get with the times, and your response was, oh, you want me to get with aborting babies? No, yeah, you want me to put on makeup and get with babies? That never came out of my mouth. What came out of my mouth was women entering the workforce. That was it.
That's what you meant by get with the times? That's what you meant with get by the times? That's all you meant by get with the times? That's what I was talking about. Then I said get with the time. Women in the workforce. So that's the only thing that means?
That's the only thing I said.
Okay, all right. So when he interpreted it to include abortions, all you have to do is clarify that you're not talking about that.
But you won't let us do that. But he said I was. That's what we have right now.
All right. So obviously the times isn't only women in the workforce. Is these other myriad of things. But you're trying to say you're only talking about that. Okay, he has to.
Exactly.
Lying. If they say that they're not talking about those things, then you just have to put it on the table and then see what they say about it.
Okay, yeah.
So it'll be if he's only talking about the workforce. He said, okay, I can get with the times on that. Do you also want me to get with the times on abortion? Do you also want me to get with the times on this, that, and the third?
But remember what Matt said.
But remember what
Matt said. Just playing around, though.
No, concrete. Remember what
abortion has always been with us.
That's what I'm saying. Abortion are always been here.
So obviously he's not talking about the phenomenon. He's talking about the prevalence. Come on, man.
Look.
Remember, no one brought it up.
Matt brought it up when he was
Nobody brought abortion. When we are talking about social issues,
Lion gave you one example.
I gave a series of examples.
Don't listen.
Lion, you gotta walk them down.
You all just don't really hear, man. When people talk, y'all are just waiting.
Oh, you gave them an out because you jumped.
You start jumping.
You gotta speak so small. But listen, we are in a societal.
Grasshopper right there.
Listen, we're having a societal conversation, and you guys want to bring it to such a minute little thing that doesn't even make sense. Abortion is not part of the conversation. 100 years from now, when we look at what changed our society, abortion is not going to be one of the key points.
We definitely disagree on that. How many people so
far?
Lion, how many people so far?
Yeah, listen. So no, I don't agree with none of this shit. So what's actually
21 million unborn.
Yeah,
that's 21 million.
Is a lot of people.
21 million unborn. I said, I gave you.
And that fucking matters, man.
Oh my God.
And that matters, man.
I gave you a series of examples of how this is not progressive, and this is not a positive. It's not a net positive to our society. That's why I brought it up. Because you said that being basically going with the times, man. You remember this. Going with the times is your point. And I'm saying going with the times, and I said that we are on the cusp of our society imploding. Did you hear that part? And you said no, I disagree.
We are not in the cusp of society imploding.
And I believe we are.
I don't know what makes you say that.
I'm saying it right now. I'm gonna repeat it one last time. It's not a net positive to our society that we kill our own children. Our society needs the children. It's not a net positive. So going with the political movements that's being told to men, especially last year, that you guys are not men, you don't love women, you don't support women, and you don't stand with them on their act to want to kill your children.
Yo, that is such a.
Wait. So you leave men with the choice to either stand with this evil bitch, stand with this evil bitch and kill your children, or stand by yourself and be a man.
That is the French conversation. You want to
that's the progressive conversation.
No, it's
they
not.
call this progress.
That is not the majority.
They call this progress.
Roe v. Wade was the fringe.
Matt, this is considered progress.
No, this is my problem.
This is called progress.
Wait a second.
Regress is called progress.
No,